One or two things, walking again, and the leaky butthole with Jesi Stracham.
So, Jesse, we've come to the point in the interview where I need to ask you the tricky question, which is if you could pick one or two things that you wish non-disabled people knew or did differently, what would those one or two things be?
I wish people would stop treating me like I was different, but still have an understanding that I need accessibility, right? Like if I'm wheeling to the door, don't run back and open it. You wouldn't do that if I was able-bodied. Why are you doing it? Because I use a wheelchair. I think people just need to realize that we use the chair every single day, and there's different levels of independence, but 100% of us, if we need help, we're going to ask for it.
Yeah, we'll self-advocate. Like
Right.
we don't need to open the door unless we ask. So
We're very self-sufficient, exactly.
yeah,
And I think that's people don't realize that. I would like to break the stigma that's wrapped around disabled because it's like disabled equals unable is
yeah,
what society kind of labels us as, when in
yeah,
reality, disabled equals empowered.
yeah.
And
Well, even just like it's just different. Like it's just, and like I'm not into using differently abled, but like it's just more that it's like we are just people with a different set of requirements. Like all individuals are completely different and have like different needs and wants and blah blah blah. That's the same thing.
And that also mirrors with disabled people. I wish that disabled people realized that we are each individuals and no two disabilities are the same.
Everybody's body is different and reacts
So
different to the same
different.
stimulus. And it's like just
Yes.
stop telling, like you don't get to tell someone what their body is doing is right or wrong or what they're doing for them.
Right.
Like fucking you do you, I'll do me. Like
Exactly. And my biggest focus is not walking, but being healthy and happy. Because the healthier and happier I am, the more my quality of life increases.
yeah, and I love that you have that outlook because it's just so important to not be
It's
so
so
like,
important.
I can walk. And I'm like, I would much rather wheel than walk in a way that is going to just like make me so much slower or just like
Right.
get stuck on things and still not be able to use steps and still basically need ramps and it's going to be exactly the same, but I'll be a lot slower and we'll just be way more fucking fatigued. So
I don't want to do it. My shoulders are already blown out. I'm not trying to like have to use crutches and rely on my shoulders even more.
I
And
know.
it's people don't realize like I get my leg braces, I walk in my leg braces, but I get my standing frame. But the reason I do those things is to promote my health. I'm trying to
Yeah.
maintain bone density. I'm trying
Yeah.
to maintain, I don't want contractures. I want to be able to live independently and I want to keep my body healthy. That's why
Yeah.
I use the leg braces. That's why I go to PT. Like
Not
in
like
PT,
where it's like, I'm walking. It's like
right.
there's very, very specific purpose to doing these sorts of things.
Right. Like when I go to physical therapy in my leg braces, we're working on core strength. We aren't
Yeah.
even working on walking. I'm standing in my leg braces doing things for core. Like I'm
Yeah.
lifting my hands overhead. I'm letting go with both hands. I mean, we're doing these things to help my quality of life and improve my independence,
Yeah. Right.
not to
Just
make me walk again.
yeah. Walking's not that cool anyway.
It's not. Why not? It's like my chair is a conversation piece.
It's so much more fun, honestly. Especially when you get like on a downhill. Uphill is not so much. Downhill is definitely yes.
Oh, I'll do it downhill all day. Let me mow people down.
My dream. Just like, wee.
Weaving in and out. I do that in the airport all the
I
time.
love it. Until someone like goes to walk out and like, fuck.
I'm like, whoa! I literally yesterday, this dude was looking at his phone, and he came across right in front of me. I was like, whoa! And he's like, oh, sorry. I'm like, hey, try and watch where you're going, man. I understand that being open about our life isn't for everyone, but I've got to be. I feel it. Like I feel that I have this opportunity to educate others that, hey, it's okay that this is what you deal with every day. You're not alone in this situation. And then to educate able-bodied people that, hey, there's a lot more to my spinal cord injury than just being in this wheelchair.
I'd say that I find it really, really refreshing as someone that has like similar issues as you. When I'm like, this morning was like didn't have a good poo, and I was like, does that mean I'm going to shit myself later? Which didn't, yay, but was like, then like seeing someone like you do a very honest story about like talking like about that kind of stuff. I'm like, I'm not alone. Like it's not just me. Sometimes like you have those moments and you get stuck in your head and you're like, oh my God, this is just me. Everyone else that I see today is not going to have this problem and they're not going to understand it. But it's like, it's really nice to have that online community sometimes where it's like all these people understand what I'm going through or like a similar situation to what I'm going through. So
Exactly. I
keep
get
fighting.
it. The leaky butthole. That's like my favorite thing about being paralyzed. I'm like, shit, I have
Sounds like
leaky butthole.
from Harry Potter. It's like the leaky cauldron.
If we can make it fun, right? Like my
Yeah.
biggest goal is
Facts.
to change the way that everyone, not only the disabled community, but everyone views disability. If we
Yeah.
can make it fun and make it sexy and show people that, hey, we're still individuals, we're living our life and we're living it right and we're doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
And
Amazing.
we can
You said
accomplish anything. Let's empower our
season
community, right?